I'm going to walk you guys through how to make some selections for categorical color maps that you might produce in ArcMap using Color Brewer. So what we've got here as an example, some example tutorial data that we've got up. We've just got a few layers here. One's a stream layer, the other one is a watershed outline, and then the other one here is just this hillshade. And then we have these sites, and what I'd like to do is using the attributes of some of these sites. We're going to look at, we've got, let's see here, we've got the site types: treatment, control, and undetermined. And so what we'd like to do is we'd like to change this symbology for these. And we'll go with the circle. We'll put it at 15. Actually, let's put it at like 8. And what we'll do is we'll use this site type. Oops. Site type to symbolize it by. And the big challenge here is, well, if we're going to symbolize this, what's a good, sort of color choice, things that'll contrast nicely. So I'm going to add all the values here, and you can see I got 4 types. I'm going to turn off this, and by default, Arc's just produced, this color ramp. I can obviously, change it to some other color ramp, etc. And when we look at this, in this particular example, these are not the best in terms of contrasting colors for these sites. And so we're going to use this thing called Color Brewer that Cynthia Brewer put together. colorbrewer2.org is where you can go to use it. And when you go to this website, you can choose how many classes you want. So you could have as many as 9 here, or we have, in our case, we have 4. If I back up, whoops. Bear with me. We have 4 different categories that we want to use, right? So we'll switch over and choose 4, and you can decide what kind of things you have, whether or not you've got something that makes sense where it's sort of sequential. This might make sense for something where you're going from like high, medium, low. You can choose these different things, and it's nice. You can have the background of the map. You can make these things, transparent. You could put them on some, particular background if you want, or you could just put them on a terrain model. And if you put them on a terrain model, then it does let you choose kind of how transparent these things will show up. And you can switch between these different options. And one of the nice things is you can also use diverging color schemes if that seems more appropriate, or qualitative color schemes in which there's this strong contrast between different types. And it chooses a sequence of colors that are going to contrast well and that you could use. Other nice thing is if you need to limit this to things that are safe to colorblind people, you can do that. Things that are printer friendly, and things that when they photocopy to black and white will still work well. So that's pretty handy. I'm not going to be that politically correct. Instead, I'll go with the diverging color scheme, and maybe what I'll do is I'll choose these 4 colors here. And so once you have these, obviously if you click on any one of those, it's giving you a preview of what the class is. And what the color scheme is. You got these colors over here, and you can look at those in RGB colors, in CYMK colors, or in hex, right? And so you can export this, and it will export either for cascading style sheets and websites, etc. But what we're going to do is we're just going to rely on this hex key, and we'll use that in Arc in just a moment. So what I want to do, I'm going to do here, just get these 2, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to change my color. And right here, I've got different sort of schemes that I can use, right? So there's RGB, there's CYMK, etc. And so I could switch this to RGB, and I will make my first category here, that first one, so 230, 97, 1. So I'm just copying those from right there, okay? And so that's going to be my new control color. And then my treatments, do same sort of thing, switch over to RGB, and I'm going to be copying from here. So it'll be 253 for red, 184, I'm just tabbing, and 99 for blue. And there's that guy. Excuse the sound. More color. And so now I'm going to take this third one, 178, 171, and 210. And hit OK. Ooh, I did something wrong. 178. Oh, who knows what I did. But that should. Oh, and I'm using the wrong. That's what it was. I wasn't on RGB. Sorry. 178, 171, and 210. There we go. And then I'll bring this guy in. Switch over to RGB. And we'll do 94, 60, 153, copying from that last one there. Okay, so now I've got that color scheme in here if that's what I wanted to use. Now I've chosen something that should work. If it's a color scheme that I like, I think I might use again. I can always right click on the layer, go to save as layer file, and I can save this symbology so that I can import it at a later date. But there's all sorts of different games you can play with these, and this is a really nice little resource just for trying to choose some color schemes that will work when you're trying to display categorical data. And that's all I wanted to cover. All right, take care.